Hello, 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 hello. Yeah, for sure can hear me. Boom, boom, pre-show. The pre-show.
All right. You guys should now
On
be
our
able to
way
hear
to
me.
monetization. It's the pre-show.
You gotta love it when I did the test stream earlier on purpose.
I saw it today
Just
too.
for this, and then it didn't work, and now the chat's doubling up. So I gotta deal with that too.
It was like, wait a minute. They're using the new computer? Oh, hell no.
Oh no, chat tripled up. I did the test stream. Everything was working great. Had audio, no problems at all. As soon as I hit go live again, my new audio was gone, and all I could see was the old audio. So chat, please let us know if you can hear us, and how the audio is.
It looks like it's pretty good on my end. I have it open and I'm hearing our voices twice, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
But I can hear everyone. Well, I can't hear Andrew, but that's because Andrew hasn't said anything yet.
YouTube side is still not showing up on the chat box. Let's try using Restream chat. Oh no. Oh, chat is just a huge mess right now.
Yeah, nothing's
Okay. YouTube comes up on the Restream chat. So we'll use the Restream chat bot, and I'll have to just reassign all this size-wise. Audio's great, Artaka says. Well, that's great. Good to hear.
sick.
I miss the other chat box already because the other chat box made everything look like really nice. I can bring the audio up a little bit for everybody if that would help. Andrew, say something real quick.
Hello, this is Andrew.
Yeah, you are very quiet. Hold on, I will bring you up.
Don't you just love getting things ready in the pre-show?
Pat, you're a little low too, honestly. Let me bring you up too.
You need me to get higher?
No,
Is
that's
that
good.
better?
You're good. You're good right there. That's perfect.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Pokey Dad wearing Super Mario stuff.
You're supposed to wear Pokemon stuff.
I don't have a Pokemon shirt, and I'm so sad.
All right. Give
Don't
me.
have a Pokemon shirt.
There we
I
are,
don't.
Andrew. That's what I needed.
I have a
Just to hear your
Pokemon
voice.
hat. I have Ash Ketchum's hat. No joke.
All right, chat. Let me know how that sounds. That should be good.
I'll go
This
get it.
hopefully will be the only week we have to fight with all this. We all know it's not. We all know there's going to be technical difficulties every week, but hopefully this will be the only week we have to fight with it, and then we'll be good. Then all the audio will be set, and we can just keep going. I'm also just talking repeatedly without stopping, so that you guys can get a good idea of my audio levels, so you can tell us how we are. But yeah, we
Now
should
it's
be good
official.
there. Oh man, Restream chat box is so weird. Compared
When
to
I
the
was a little
usual
kid,
chat
I
box.
actually had his like blue vest.
Dog is nice and audible. Yep, everybody can hear it. Oh, that's a good point. If you turn the hat backwards halfway through.
I will do it for Sitting Cuties. When Sitting Cuties
Oh,
come
that's
out,
really good.
I will get serious.
Yeah, let me know. As long as I'm not peaking, I can bring my audio up, band. But I desperately am afraid of peaking because I see it going in the red. I have an AI installed in my microphone now on this new computer that should prevent peaks. It should stop them from happening. But I don't know what happens when it does, and I haven't tested that yet. So I can bring my audio up a little bit and we can find out. But well, if it electrocutes me, it's very possible. It goes, no, stop peaking. Stop it.
No.
Yeah. Also, I saw Joel ask earlier about hosting through Discord. You can use Discord to like show what you're playing to everybody else, but it seems really strange. Like half the time it just seems like it doesn't work. You just can't connect. I don't know.
I
Just
think
all the
because
nukes in
it's
the
so
world.
new, they're still having issues with like their server stuff.
Yeah, probably. Also, I
But
should
yeah,
do a video
no.
on that. I should
Yeah,
do a video on
no.
how weird the setup is. Yeah. Let's see then. Chat box is gonna look a little bit weird because I thought we could use the other much cooler looking chat, and we cannot. Maybe I could increase the size just a bit. There we go. That's probably what we're gonna get there. We'll put it right there. Yeah, I will see if I can get the other chat working again for next week. I don't know why it's doing that, but until then, we will continue. Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Full Spectrum Podcast. My name is Trey.
I'm Andrew.
And it's your boy Pokey Dad.
Oh,
I'm gonna embrace it.
You might as well.
I love you
You
guys.
might as well. Before we get on weeks, we of course have to read our ad read. This podcast is sponsored, as you well know. And because of the sponsorship, I got a much bigger bottle of Sweet Baby Ray's sent in.
Oh, baby.
So let's talk about Sweet Baby Ray's for a minute. Sweet Baby Ray's is the award-winning barbecue sauce brought to you from Chef Larry Raymond, and they've actually given us a little ad read here. So let me read this off in an epic voice. In 1985, my brother, Chef Larry Raymond, perfected the family's recipe and entered our sweet and tangy barbecue sauce into this country's largest rib cook-off. He named it after the nickname I got while playing basketball on Chicago's West Side, Sweet Baby Ray. The sauce is so fine, the taste beat out nearly 700 entries in the rib-off. Within a year, Larry and I, along with our high school friend Mike O'Brien, formed a company around our award-winning sauce and our simple philosophy about barbecue. The sauce is the boss.
Yes, sir.
So, thanks
Bro, if you're
again,
not
Sweet
using
Baby Ray.
Sweet Baby Rays, what are you doing?
Somebody is going to send them that clip. They're going to be like, what are they talking about? We don't sponsor this.
They don't sponsor us, but we love them so much, we sponsor them.
Can you imagine?
yeah, I bought the biggest bottle they had at the store of Sweet Baby Ray's, and I have used it on chicken and pork chops so far.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Y'all just keep going.
Okay. All right.
I'm just saying, like I said, if you're using any other barbecue sauce, you're using the wrong barbecue sauce.
We need to get that AI installed into Andrew's mic so that whenever the dogs start barking, it electrocutes them. No, I feel bad about that immediately. I don't want to electrocute dogs.
They make shock collars. I don't
those are
approve of
different.
them, but
Those,
they
like,
exist.
Those are trying to keep the dog from getting run over, right? Like that's
I mean,
the purpose
that's
behind
one
those.
use.
That's what I want them to be used for. I felt
People
bad
are dumb.
immediately, Kat. I felt it immediately.
Apologize.
Yeah.
Apologize.
I immediately was like, no, we can't do that to dogs.
But no, seriously, we should probably try and see if the software will work on Andrew's mic as well.
Yeah, because it might actually cut out the dogs entirely. I don't know. It wouldn't work on Pat's computer, and it wouldn't work on my old computer, which is right here. You can just kind of make it out in my screen. But it did work on the new one. So
I don't have that Intel stuff.
Dan
no,
does have a point.
not Dio.
Dan does have a point. I think the dogs were just supporting
The Sweet Baby
Sweet
Rays.
Baby Ray's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
clearly.
I think that was the problem was.
I turned you down when they were barking.
Trey's a
I need to
JoJo
turn you
villain
back up.
confirmed.
I'm not Dio. Dio's way cooler than I am.
So world though.
All right, I think we're good. I don't mean to immediately make everybody sad, but did I ever tell the story about the rescue terrier that I got?
No.
So he had been put on a shot collar, and I don't mean to make us go down into that whole thing of
We're
shot
just
collars.
gonna get all depressed now.
But he had been put on a shot collar, and it had burned his neck. And so when we got him, the lady we got him from didn't even tell us about that. And so we spent like every day, he had like 2 hours that we would spend just with an ice pack underneath his collar, just pressed against it so that it would heal. And then, of course it healed, and he did great. He lived a ripe, long life. Wound out to be a really great dog. But
Hell yeah.
I understand why people would buy shock collars, but think about it for a little bit and then make sure you don't have it on too tight, please, for your dog's safety.
My thought process, and I have a friend that did this, he put the shock collar on himself.
Yeah.
And said, I will not put it on a setting that is too high for me, because if it's too high for me, it's too high for my dog.
That's a good way to do it.
And he made sure that the setting was something that he considered bearable and used it that way. But he only used it because she would like attack people unintentionally.
Well, and you got to keep your dog out of the road. You can't. It may not as much for people that live in big cities or apartments. I live out in the middle of nowhere. Zeke has been trained very well. My sweet boy. He's been trained very well, and not by me. And when I take him outside, he has an area he's allowed in, and he knows he can't go out past that area.
Yeah.
But if he was wild completely, and I let him out, and he ran out there, was that thunder? And he ran out there and got in the road. That road is constant out there. He would not make it. And so I get needing it, but be careful with it,
No, I mean that it's kind of like that comment that just came in. If you shouldn't do something to your pet that you wouldn't allow done to you.
Yeah.
And that's just that's my opinion, but I agree with that statement. If you're not comfortable with something being done to you, then you definitely shouldn't be doing it to your pet.
I agree. We should probably move on since we got everybody sad at the start of the podcast. That was my fault.
I'm all right. This has been the podcast, guys.
Also, a storm has just kicked up outside that was supposed to hit us here at 3:00 and did not. So if the internet goes out, you know why.
It's fine.
That storm should be missing Pat and I.
Yeah.
So blame Trey for where he lives.
Joel, that got me good. Except maybe neutering. Don't do anything to your dog you wouldn't do to yourself, except maybe neutering.
Look, I'm not saying that I won't do it right now, but I would consider it in the future because I won't need that stuff going on down there anymore.
We got nope. Let's move on. Let's move on. Andrew, how's your week been?
It's
just it's like putting a stop button.
Andrew,
on yourself,
Andrew, you gotta interrupt him and go.
So,
the Anatomy podcast.
Short and sweet is my week. I didn't play any games. I didn't watch any shows. I didn't do anything of any significance, except for I grilled a lot of food.
Hey,
Grill daddy.
that's cool.
So I last night I did some pork chops and some chicken fajitas, and I did some barbecue chicken a couple nights ago. I did burgers.
Nice.
I mean, I've been grilling it up. I'm grill daddy it up, and everybody seems to love it. So
I'm excited for when this is all over. We can have a big party. You can grill us some food.
everything, and the way my brain works is if somebody says something nice to me, I just assume that they're lying. So
yeah. You've been like that for a long time.
Yeah, but everyone has said, "Oh my God, this is the best. This is the best chicken fajitas I've ever had. This is the best pork chops I've ever had. This is the best burger I've ever had." So, it's so juicy, blah blah blah. So I'm not trying to say that Grill Daddy's pretty damn good. I'm just saying everybody else is saying it.
Yeah.
I mean, what sauce did you use?
For what?
Any of the meat that you used? Did you put any sauce on your meat?
Yeah, the chicken was barbecue. I did sweet baby rays with some salt and pepper on it.
That's all you gotta do.
The
you
pork
put some
chops.
Sweet Baby Rays in your life?
The pork chops and the chicken fajita.
Gotcha, Dave.
had a whole bunch of different stuff on it. Had some taco seasoning, had some black pepper, had some saltgrass 7. That's
Oh,
going to be
that
our
seasoning's
next.
good.
That's going to be our next sponsor for how often I use it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that is literally is it. I've done nothing else.
I just had a realization based on the Gotcha Daddy comment. If Nintendo approached us for a Fire Emblem Heroes sponsorship, I would we gotta take that, right?
Trey's
No,
just spending all this money all over again.
Or if Magic the Gathering approached us for a Godzilla pack sponsorship, we gotta take that. I've only bought a couple packs of cards. So sounds like a fun week though. I am honestly super excited to get you to grill something for us. I think that'll be really tasty. You did make me think about how we became friends with your comment of not trusting people when they say good things about you. And I don't need to tell the whole story, but it has always been one of my favorite moments was the moment when you realized
Heard that one.
that I was being genuine, and you were a little shell shocked by it. Like this guy who talks 100 miles a minute actually meant what he said.
yeah, I've had the same problem at work where somebody said something. I forget what it was. They complimented something, and I said, "Yeah, you just have to say that." And I realized I offended him
Uh-oh.
because I didn't think he was genuine. So he took it as a personal thing instead of it being my issue.
Can you
He
blame
now
anybody for
believes
being
that I have the
skeptical
issue.
though? Like in this world today, can you blame people for being I don't know if I believe
Yeah.
you.
Believe anybody. It's all fake news.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Except for Sweet Baby Ray's.
The one shining light in our lives.
I'm gonna change my Twitter Abby to Sweet Vapor Ray's bottle.
Pat, how's your week been?
It's been all right. I'm playing some League of Legends. I have like a group that I play that regularly with now, which is like super exciting because it's kind of like Overwatch before. Whenever I was playing Overwatch so hardcore, I really just wanted a group to play with, so I was constantly playing with people.
Yeah.
But there's a group of guys that I work with that all play League. So we've been playing together for a little while now. It's been a lot of fun. One of those guys convinced me to get 7 Days to Die, which I don't know if y'all have played that game before or not. It's a lot of fun.
Is it?
It's actually a lot of fun. Yeah, it's a survival zombie game.
You lost me already.
Yeah, you have to craft stuff, but it's 7 days to die because every 7 days the horde comes. So on the 7th day, a massive horde of zombies just like floods your area, and you have to defend yourself and survive the 24 hours. And then once that day's over, you have 7 more days to prepare for the next horde.
I have played that. I played that game at RTX 4 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
It's still technically in beta. They've just been continuing to work on it and update it. They never had an official release. It's on its 18th update, so they're still working on it. They've been making significant changes from what I understand. The game, I personally think the game is actually really cool, the way that it handles certain things.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting to not like it because I typically don't like survival games like this, because I was expecting it to be like Ark, for example.
Yeah.
And I didn't really like Ark, but this is not like that at all. It's very much more in depth, and I honestly I enjoy it. I'll probably keep playing it for a little while. I won't put serious hours into it, but I'll play with him whenever he wants to play. It's enjoyable.
You know what else happened on the seventh day?
No, I'm on day 3 right now.
God rested.
Oh, you're right. Tell him, prayer daddy. Tell him about how he rested on the 7th day.
You said, you know what else happened on the 7th day? And my first thought was, oh yeah, God took a day off.
Prayer daddy.
Like, it's no secret I work in a church. I've said that many times.
The zombies
Probably
come
how the
through.
zombies come
It's
through.
Bible canon now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, God's got to have a day off too, right? It just so happens the zombies found out about it, and what can you do?
That's how it resets.
Monday rolls around, and God goes, "Hey, what are these zombies doing? Get out!"
The one day I take my day off.
Oh.
I also been playing Civ 6.
Yeah.
Like hardcore back into Civ now. May or may not have started a world war.
Yeah.
And found out that I'm behind. Because some people have helicopters and death robots. And I still have Huh?
So you started the war?
Yes, I took out 2 civs.
It is the worst feeling ever when you start a war and you're like, "Oh, I got this," and then the death robot marches out.
Yeah, because like we were going into war with the next civ. We were like, all right, we'll take the next civ and we'll just kind of build for a minute and go from there. So we start moving troops into this civ's area, and everything's going great. We're just like, man, this is gonna be easy. Once I get this guy over here and this guy over here, we're gonna take this city. And then the death robot comes in from the fog of war and just starts killing everything.
I forgot to read.
So it's like, oh, I need to get out of here. So I don't know what we're gonna do now, but I love that game, and I am determined to complete this game.
You'll complete it. You'll complete it. Last place. Started that World War.
I don't know. So obviously we're first place in domination, but the only person that has like a real chance of getting control, like of winning the game, is Dito. But we keep forcing her to lose points, so it's fine.
When you know I was doing my taxes when suddenly this death robot rolls in.
That's basically what happened. I was sitting there just like poking away at this small city on the outside, and then like the fog of war just covers up half of this other city. And a bunch of troops roll in. I don't really think anything of it. I was like, oh, maybe she just had her troops over there. Well, then all of a sudden this death robot just walks out, and Trey and I are both like, oh, we gotta get out of here now. Killed like 3 of my units. I had to back out immediately.
By the way, I now have the Now Discussing is back.
Yeah.
Thought about it because I can do that on this computer.
But yeah, so really excited. Also, I was going to tell you this off screen, Trey, but since we're talking about Civ anyways, I subscribed to the Konosuba mods.
Yeah.
We got to do that.
Oh, we gotta do that. You're so right.
We 110% have to do the Konosuba run.
We need to do it for sure. Sorry,
I love that game. No, you're good. Civ 6 is great. Everybody should play it.
Yeah, I'm gonna play some more of that.
Let's play.
I've been thinking about getting Stellaris.
I own that and have never played it, and I really need to. I keep getting told how good it is. I don't know what it is.
I'm gonna look it up right now. Solaris, is that what you said?
Stellaris, yeah. Sterralis.
So is it like? Oh, so what is it? Is it? Oh, so it's kind of like Civ, but
it's a 4X, yeah.
Ooh. Y'all down to play some Stellaris?
I've never played it. I've been meaning to play it for a long time.
Don't do this, Pat.
What do you mean don't do this? I will play this. I love this style of game.
Don't make me play this.
Why? What? Okay, then play Civ with us. We'll just play Civ.
Don't make me buy it right this minute.
If you do it, I'm gonna do it.
Pat's that it for your week?
I have somewhere we can buy it for cheaper.
You should DM me that, and we should talk about it probably a little bit less openly than we are right now on the World Wide Webs.
So we'll go into my week.
Everyone's like, "Give me the link! Give me the link!"
Yeah, I've been doing the usuals, playing F14, did some ocean fishing, did not catch the giant shark mount much as I wanted. Trying to just keep doing stuff there, getting stuff done. Animal Crossing, I have days where I forget to turn it on, and then days where I play it for like 4 or 5 hours. So balance that. If I could do it for just 2 hours every day, I'd be great.
I haven't touched that game in that game since
your
I got
town's
mad
probably
about...
on fire.
Yeah, I haven't touched that game since I got mad about the event.
Yeah, the event's over. Your town's probably on fire.
And that's the thing. I know that. I just haven't. I'm like, you know what? My Switch is over there.
I was given extra incentive to play more Animal Crossing in the fact that Joel sent me a bunch of helmets, and they look really cool.
Are they Kamen Rider helmets?
Yeah.
Of course they are.
Pretty much anyway. So yeah, got a engine. So still working on that, trying to get everything done there. I desperately want to complete the museum, but I have like 2 or 3 more changes to make, and then I'm going to make my video just showing off my island, because I'm actually really happy with my island right now. From there, you got the Pink Ranger outfit? Oh, I need to get all those Ranger outfits too. I've still been playing through some more Final Fantasy VII Remake on a second playthrough. I still really like that. The gameplay only gets better. Hard mode, you can't use items, so it definitely is harder, but you also are like way more powerful from the first playthrough. So like boss fights are difficult and fun. Everything else is kind of just a cakewalk. But that's expected on New Game Plus, right? So there is that. Oh man, Joel, that would Joel, I can get you some bells or some plants or something. I will find a way to pay you back. Playing through Final Fantasy VII Original still, though I haven't touched it much. I only put in like another 2 hours since the last podcast. But still really love that game. It's still one of the best games ever made, in my opinion. I watched 30 episodes of Kamen Rider X8 over the last week, and another 15 episodes of Kamen Rider Build, because I finished Kamen Rider X8. I watched like 24 episodes of X8 in a day. I just like burned through that.
Wow.
But I got a bunch of other stuff I need to do, and right now is a time where there's not a lot of new games that are coming out. So I was like, I need to do it now before the big flood hits again. And I finished Kamen Rider X8, and it's really good. There's a character in it named Dan Kuroto, who is my new favorite character in anything ever. Like, I'm not even being like what's hyperbolic like I normally am, when I'm like, yeah, this is the best thing ever made. Like, he's legitimately my favorite character in anything now. He is incredible. I think the rest of the cast is good. I don't think the rest of the cast is great, right? But Dan Kuroto is just like...
Those clips you sent me were so funny, dude.
He's beautiful and amazing, and I love him so much. So good. Kamen Rider Build? Yeah, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
I think X8 is worth watching, obviously just for Dan Kuroto, because I love him that much. But I also think like it's a good story. I think the biggest problem X8 has is that the plot kind of meanders for a while. For a good chunk, like I would say almost half of X8, the plot doesn't really go anywhere. And then it's like hard turn at the halfway mark. Maybe a little bit before the halfway mark. And it just like leads you down this entirely different road. And it's really good in that second half. I think the great second half pays off for the first half that's just kind of But I will say, 15 episodes into Kamen Rider Build does not have that problem. The first 15 episodes of Build have been incredible. Whereas like Xade's biggest issue to me early on was that they kept introducing new characters and then not spending any time on those characters, you know? So like in the first 8 episodes of Xade, you've met all the Common Riders, literally all of them. You have seen all of them get an upgrade already, and you don't even know what their deals are, you know? And it's like, okay, maybe we should slow down. Build is about 2 characters. There's a bunch of other characters around and everything, but it's about 2 characters and those 2 characters and their interactions. And one of the 2 characters is maybe the stupidest character I've ever met. Again, not being hyperbolic here. He's legitimately a massive idiot. But he's a really funny idiot. And so like I just watched the Kamen Rider Heisei Generations final movie. I watched that right before the podcast. And that movie is about that idiot learning what it means to be a Kamen Rider. And so it's kind of like he does everything with his fist because he was a boxer, and now he has to learn how to protect other people. He has to learn, what the whole goal is. Let me get these questions from chat out of the way here. Build's deal. Build is a genius who is eccentric and has amnesia. So he's trying to unwrap the mystery around himself while also experimenting with these different powers of these bottles. And there's also like a really interesting thing of there's a cube that was found on Mars by an astronaut, and when they brought it back to Earth, somebody rushed it and grabbed it, and it caused this giant wall to come up and split Japan into 3 sections.
Oh, man.
And they call it Skywall, and you can't go over the top because it'll kill you. But there are these openings in Skywall that connect the 3 sections together. And so, like, Build's whole goal is that he's trying to uncover his past. It's like a mystery, while also uncovering everything else. 15 episodes in, I feel like I already know the answer to the mystery, and it's just that, like, I need a couple things to make sure that's what it is, but I'm, like, pretty sure. But it's a lot of fun. I like it so far. For Nathan's question, Kamen Rider and Tokusatsu as a whole, because you're a big mecha fan, Nathan, I would say go for Super Sentai before Kamen Rider. It's not quite as serious, but they do have mechs, and the mechs are very important to the plot almost always because they use them to fight the giant monsters. But Rider is like powered suits, and each series like changes the rules and has different rules on how the suits work. Like Xade's gimmick is that the suits have a health bar on them, and when the health bar goes down to 0, you die. And so the goal is to keep the health bar up, But yes, as Kat has pointed out, Tokyuger is the train Super Sentai. So it's 5 characters that all, kind of like Build, have a gap in their memory that they're trying to solve. It's my favorite Sentai series. And they have a mech that is a train with a gun. They also have a mech that is a diesel train, and it's called Diesel O. Then they also have a mech that is a train with a crane arm on it. And look, all I'm saying is it's super cool when those trains combine. So, yeah, I think Tokusatsu's worth it, but it's very it's its own thing, Like, give it a shot and see what you think about it, but I definitely understand why somebody might not like it. It is just my jam. It is exactly what I love in television, and so it has grabbed me and won't let go. This is my super smart transition. Speaking of something that has grabbed a hold of me and has not let me go, Sakura Wars for the PS4.
Is it good?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't hear you.
I don't know that I can say it's good, but yeah. It's an hour and a half before you ever get to control the mech in the game.
Gotcha.
It is an hour and a half of running around and talking to characters. And my understanding is that is what the game is going to be. Is little bits of action sandwiched between big bits of story. For me, that's fine. I love that. These characters are really good. The animations are really good. This is maybe some of the best character animation I've ever seen. I feel like I'm being, like, everybody thinks I'm being hyperbolic because I say that kind of stuff a lot, but I mean it. Like, there's a moment where you're talking to Sakura, and the animated like character, right? You're used to in RPGs when you talk to a character, the model doesn't change. It has like set versions that it changes between. Fluid motion, eyebrow goes up. Fluid motion, eyebrow goes down. Fluid motion, eyes widen. Fluid motion, eyes narrow again. During the course of the conversation, animation is beautiful for the characters. Not as much for some of the environments. Some of those environments look bad. But all of this is sandwiched around an incredible soundtrack. That soundtrack has no right to be as good as it is.
Really?
I recorded like an hour and a half long first impressions because I wanted to get to the combat as well before I stopped recording. And over and over again during that recording, there are just moments where I'm like, oh, all right, we're just going to listen to the soundtrack for a minute. It obviously is still a dating sim. You get introduced to 3 of the girls right away. You have, like, based on your responses to them, their affinity with you improves, you know? I got a problem right away, which is that one of the girls is infinitely cooler than the others. And so what am I going to do? So you got the main character that is like Kamiyama, that's his name, Kamiyama. He was a captain and like now he's just trying to do his job. The first girl you're introduced to is Sakura. She's like the fighter that is like desperately trying to protect Japan. Dating girl because she's cool. No. You have Clarice. She's like the what's the right phrase? She's the bookworm, right? She loves to read. And then you have Hatsuho. She's a shrine maiden who like takes care of everything in the shrine, right? But she also like Clarice is like, I don't know that we can do it. I think that we're not good enough. And then you have Sakura who's like, we don't have a choice. We have to try it. And then Hatsuho comes in and goes, hey, how's it going? I'm Hatsuho. How you doing? And I'm like, all right, yeah, let's go. That's who I'm dating, obviously. She walked in the room and took over the room. So, you know, RP character who owns, I can't even finish the sentence, who's only into dweebs. That would be fun, but that's not, no, I gotta date Hatsuho. I'm sorry. So yeah, I want to play more. The combat is fun, but pretty basic. It's like a basic combat string of circle, triangle, circle, circle, triangle, circle, 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 triangle, circle, 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 triangle, triangle, and that's all you got. Those are your moves. You get a special move when the meter fills up. You have a dash and a dodge. Again, combat seems pretty basic, but the mechs are cool. The characters are fun. The music is incredible. So I'm definitely going to play some more of it. I like it a lot.
That was the main complaint in the reviews, though, right? Was the combat system?
Yeah, people thought it was really lackluster, and sure, it's basic, right? But I don't have enough knowledge of the series to know if that's the way it's always been, or if this game is an outlier. Because the majority of these games did not come out over here on the States. They came out just in Japan, and so I don't know yet that I'm willing to say the combat's bad because I haven't played the other ones to know if it's bad compared. Or if it's just basic, and maybe that's what they've always been. Because maybe the draw of the game is the visual novel, you know?
For sure.
The draw for me is the music. But that's no surprise, right? I want to play you some of the music, but I can't because I know it's copyrighted. But I want, like, Falcom for sure, right? But I want to play you some of that music because it is incredible.
Well, I want to play the game, so
you should.
I'll probably just get the game.
Really good.
But Pat, you have to play Tortured Days first.
What?
What?
You don't remember Tortured Days with the succubus?
Oh, that game. Yeah, that you guys were talking about.
I still need to play. I still need to finish Neo 2, actually.
I still need to finish Neo 2 as well. I got busy with other stuff. Okay, so if I link you guys Hatsuho's theme and then I play it for like a second here on the stream where everybody can hear it, then you guys will understand. We won't play a lot of it because I don't want to get copywritten.
It's going to get copyrighted, Trey. Just don't do this to yourself.
Second
Don't do this to yourself.
Just a
Don't
You're
do
gonna
it.
have to
second
do
for
it.
chat.
You're gonna have to edit the video or something. Don't do this to yourself.
Just a second. Here we go, chat.
Oh my god. There you go. I lost it.
Okay. That's all you get. That's all you get. But whew, so good. So good.
Fully expect this to be down soon after we're done with the podcast, and Trey's gonna be editing out that audio.
I sure will. What timestamp is that? Hold on. How far are we in? That's 40 minutes in. I can find
You
it.
should write that down.
It'll be fine. I'll find it. Alexa, take a note.
Okay, what should I note?
40 minutes in.
You want me to note?
Mark my words.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
You know what you should do?
By the way,
If you have to go back and edit this over the sound,
section of the Alexa app. You can still ask me to remember something. I'll make it for you.
Stop.
whenever you have to go back and edit it, you should edit yourself saying over the audio, Patrick was right. I don't know why I pressed play.
I will do that. I will do that. If I have to go back and edit it, I will do that. The YouTube police will come to Trey's house, put him in YouTube jail for his crimes.
No, they won't. It's COVID-19. They'll just scold him from a distance.
Hey, YouTube has stood
You're
up
lucky
for
we
creators
can't
this
get
week.
in there.
YouTube has stood up for creators this week, which really surprised me. But...
That's true. Shout out to YouTube. Low key.
So we'll move on from my week. Soccer Wars is really cool. Not as cool as Hatsuho is, but you know, Soccer Wars is pretty cool. Next up is everybody's favorite podcast segment. Who's that sitting cutie?
Time to get serious.
Oh,
Time to
they're
get serious, boys.
Oh no, it's a sitting cutie.
Gotta catch them all. All right.
I need to share the poll again.
Oh yeah,
Yet another week where I have forgotten who I purchased.
That just makes it more
wonderful.
It's always a surprise. Always a surprise. All right.
Can I out Andrew for a second, real quick?
Why?
We can get Andrew canceled. Andrew always makes that joke that like he doesn't have any fans on the podcast, but everybody gets hyped when he does the song. Everybody.
What are you talking about? Don't pull the veil.
We should get Grill Daddy in the
Come on
chat.
now, I have issues.
Can we get an F for Grill Daddy in chat? An F for the Grill Daddy.
Yeah.
There we go.
Because like earlier Andrew said he doesn't believe compliments. That's 100% what it is.
That's true.
You just have to deal. That's true. He will.
I was told I had to buy a dark type, right?
I don't remember the poll from last week,
Yeah,
so
it was dark.
That's what I thought. I just want to make sure because I do have a dark type Pokemon, but I just wanted to verify.
it's Umbreon.
Yeah, I don't know why, dude. Oh, okay. So first one is the unknown. We always do the unknown first. If you're new to this segment, I am the Pokedad.
Every podcast, somebody's first, right?
That title was not chosen by myself, but I have embraced it. Yes, today is the letter S. We always start off with the unknown, and right now we are working on spelling the full spectrum with unknown Pokemon.
Yeah.
The letter S.
It looks like a 5 upside down.
Yeah, so I think, is it reversed?
No,
I can never tell.
not on my screen. It's not.
So on my screen, it's reversed because like this is how it normally would sit,
Yeah.
like this. Does that look right?
Yeah, it looks like an S. If you
Okay.
spin it really quickly, it's Kamen Rider Stronger's emblem on his chest.
Yeah. I think it looks good. I mean, it's unknown. They all look good. Super excited.
They do.
They all look good. I don't know about that. The F was whack.
How dare you?
Don't diss the F.
All right. Instead of an F in chat, put an S in chat. Can we get an S in chat?
For the F.
An S for the F.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We're
We're so dumb. I love all of you,
Yeah.
chat. You're the best. SZ, SZ, SZ.
We do. We have the best fans.
We do.
For sure.
Oh. Listen to the
So-
Unity, Duty, and Destiny symbol from Bionicles. It so does. It so does.
Let me pull up the Pokédex.
Man has revealed their true nature as a snake Pokemon.
So, helps if I'm typing in the right place.
I have the axe ready.
So this Pokemon is both bug and flying type.
Bug flying.
Bug flying. And it is a 2-stage in its first stage. So this
What
is your
is-
chance to guess what Pokemon that is a sitting cutie that I purchased.
It definitely could be Scyther. I think Joel might be right there. But Ledyba, is Ledyba straight bug or is Ledyba bug flying?
Can't tell you.
You said it's the first phase? First stage?
First stage of
Of
a
a
2-stage. Yep.
Isn't Venomoth?
Yeah, Venomoth's the
Poison?
second stage. But I think Venomoth is like bug. Venomoth might be bug flying.
Huh.
I also think a Scyther sitting cutie would be great. Nathan, I don't
Yeah,
think they
I wanna
have.
see- Yes, I did.
I don't think they have anything on sitting cuties yet from past Gen 3. So, just to be different, I'm going to say Ledyba, but I also think it's probably Scyther. Watch it
A
be
lot
some
of Scyther
Pokemon we've all
options.
forgotten.
It's Pikachu.
It's like, what?
All right, y'all ready?
Yep. Let me put it up.
Countdown begins.
It said you could go.
It's Ladybug.
Yeah!
Oh.
Look at
Ladybug
that
looks
Ledyba.
good.
What generation is that from?
Gen 2. Gold and silver.
Ladybug looks
Really?
good.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, Ledyba does look really cool. It evolves into Ledian. Thank you, Joel. Thank you.
Super happy with that one. This one's very cute. I like the way that it looks. Very big fan.
Ledyba and Ledian are based loosely on Toku. I don't know where you pulled that fact from, but I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna run with it, and it's now truth, whether it's true or not. It's based on superheroes. Oh, that's great. Oh, Artaka, if Pat did that to us, he would never get our trust back. If he just pulled out a Dante plush.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that to you. Sorry.
Dante's not a Pokemon. He could,
Dante could be a
he
Pokemon.
could be. Dante would say his name.
Let me pull out the next one.
A lot of Pokemon look humanoid. That is true.
So I've got 2 posts up right now on the Sitting Cutie Instagram page. I got kind of behind a little bit. I wanted to upload more than I did, but I'm about to really start getting into it again now that my room is cleaned up. So get ready for some more. The Instagram page is a thing. So if you go to Instagram and you type up Sitting Cuties, that's the page. I literally got the name. And I've got the email address. So if you have any ideas, you want to send me an idea for one of the Sitting Cuties in a picture, sittingcuties@gmail.com.
I need
Send
to
me
put
an
that in the
email.
description.
I'll read your email. I'm here for it. Comment on the video. I'll look at that. I'm here for it.
Also, we have a website, and the Sitting Cuties go up on there sometimes too.
Yes, I'm going to start putting them on the website as well as soon as possible. That has been difficult to keep up with. I'm not gonna lie, but don't worry. Don't worry.
The Gengar and you should, if you haven't seen that one yet, and you have an Instagram, just check it out.
Yep, Gengar and the Gengar mug. It's beautiful.
Also, this made me download Instagram, and Instagram has a bunch of Gunpla on there, so
Yeah. Okay, so water Pokemon.
Okay.
Okay. It is a 3-stage.
3-stage.
And it's first stage.
First stage.
Squirtle. Be Squirtle.
I'm gonna go Mudkip but I feel like it might be Poliwag, and you might be trying to trick us.
I
So
thought he already
Squirtle-
had.
Huh?
You don't already have Poliwag?
No.
You have Poliwhirl?
Yes.
Okay.
It could be
I thought you
Poliwag.
already
He could be trying to complete that collection.
Squirtle, Totodile, Mudkip.
Oh wait, you don't have a Totodile yet?
No. Poliwag,
Cat's going to Zerl.
Azurill. Yep. Azurill. Y'all ready to submit the final guesses?
Here we go.
I hope it's Totodile.
Said you could go.
It's Totodile.
Totodile. Look at how
Look
cool
at
he
it.
is.
Isn't that awesome?
I think I combined
That's
the
a
words
cute
cute
little boy.
and
He's
cool.
so
but-
happy.
He is so happy. I love it. I'm so happy with this Totodile.
Yeah.
It came out great. It came out really great. Super happy.
Oh, Cat has that one too. That's great. Totodile's super cute.
You do? That's awesome.
His name
That is
Biter.
awesome.
That's a good name too. I can't ever see Totodile without thinking about Laser Gator. It's a Twitch Plays Pokemon thing. Never mind. I'll never bring it up again. Forgive
Sorry.
me.
Sorry. Next Pokemon is Rock and Ground. Okay. 3-stage
Geodude.
in its first stage.
Geodude. 100% is Geodude.
You sound so confident.
It's 100% Geodude. There is no way you did not choose Geodude.
Geodude.
Oh, Rhyperior does exist. It could be Rhyhorn. I always forget about Rhyperior. I'm still gonna stick with
I hope
Geodude
it's
because I was
I want to
so
see
confident.
Geodude.
I was so confident, so I'm gonna stick with Geodude. But I forgot about Rhyperior. Could be
Geodude,
Larvitar as well.
Rhyhorn,
That's an option.
Larvitar. Any other guesses?
All right, you ready? I actually don't remember if Larvitar's ground in its first form or not. I think Pupitar is. I'm not sure. Said you could go, Pat.
It's Larvitar.
Oh,
So Larvitar and like normally
at
looks
him.
angry. This Larvitar looks like it's trying to be happy.
look at him. Yeah. Tyranitar's Dark Rock. That's very strange.
Yeah, that's
good
true.
call. Good call,
Tyranitar
Andrew.
is Dark Rock.
Larvitar's super cute.
Yeah, I like
looks it might
Larvitar,
cry.
honestly.
Larvitar's super cute.
And last but not least, we've got our Dark Pokemon. I think that it's another type as well, so let me pull up the Pokedex so I can get that confirmed.
Larvitar at its happiest and still just mad. I mean, he's got a lot to be mad about. Like, he's small and he wants to be huge.
It's fair.
Much like Bagon, who's always angry because he wants to fly but can't. But then
So
when he
this is-
evolves, he can.
Dark and Fire.
Oh, it's
2-stage
yeah,
in its first stage.
that's Houndour. Houndour, easy.
I have no idea.
What do you think, Zeke? What do you think it is, Zeke? What do you think? Tell me.
That sounds like what everyone is guessing right now.
I think it's literally the only Dark Fire combo. From this set of gens, anyway. One of your favorite Pokemon that probably never be on your team? That's fair. All right.
Here we go. It's literally everyone's guess.
Said you could go.
It's Dante. No, I'm just kidding. It's it's
Look at that Houndour. He's so cute.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, look at him.
It's got the little paws.
Oh, look at him. He's so cute.
Couldn't burn a thing.
Nah, except for if he opens his mouth.
Yeah, just keep it closed. Don't let it bark.
Yeah, those fangs are super cute. I liked that they did a really good job with the skull plate too. It looks really good.
I agree. Yeah, I'm super happy. Don't forget to vote if you haven't voted already
Yep.
for what the next type's going to be.
Yep.
Probably gonna have to. Start ordering these here in a second. So I'm pretty excited. If you want to see more sitting cuties, and you want to contribute and be a part of it, you just join our Patreon.
Oh.
Join our Patreon. Slide us
If
a
you
little
have
bit, and if you, no forcing here.
Well,
If you have
you
it.
can afford it. I mean,
I
you
know
can't-
that you probably have a job and you're working, and I respect that. I'm not gonna assume that because you can't join our Patreon that you should be working. Do you, boo boo? But if you got the money and you want to throw it towards some sitting cuties, do it.
I don't
Go
know
ahead.
who would have ever made an assumption that if you couldn't afford to pay the money that you wouldn't have a job. Who would have done that?
Yeah.
Definitely no people on the internet anywhere. There needs to be a sitting cutie tier. What would the reward
And
be?
really, I mean, you think about it. $20 is a meal.
Yeah.
So just don't have one meal and give us $20.
That's, like I hate that is what her argument boiled down to, is just don't eat a meal for today and give me the money instead because I need it. It's like,
Well, we could do it if you wanted, Trey, for like a tier. So sitting cuties are $10.99.
Yeah.
That's the cost of one sitting cutie. So if somebody wants to, they could do like half of that cost. So we could say $5.
Yeah.
And if they do the sitting cutie tier, then they not only get to have their contribution, but I'll mention everyone who's been contributing. Like for now, right now, for sure, the people that I know are contributing to Sitting Cuties is Band.
Yeah.
Thank you, Band. You literally have been fueling my addiction. And if you want to fuel my addiction, just join the Patreon.
I picture Pat.
There's another
Picture
tier.
Pat at like 8 months where he's got all the sitting cuties and he just feels empty inside.
Thanks, man.
Because I can't buy anymore.
Anymore.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I guess
man,
that's
for
time to
those
turn.
bits. I
I think
appreciate
it's time to turn the hat back around now.
Yes,
Yep.
ma'am. For a minute, I'm making that Patreon tier.
I am not going to collect Bionicles. Don't break your own heart. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Oh, they're sitting and they're cute. Oh no, it's a sitting cutie.
Woo! Love it.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and start ordering those. And I need to check out, where is this link at?
What
There's the
one in the
shop.
poll?
Looking at the polls right now, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-way tie. Not even joking.
Well, so you gotta
5
buy
different
5.
types have 1 vote.
Wow.
So if you haven't voted and you want to vote, this has got to be the time. This is your chance.
Yeah, we need to start at the end of every Sitting Cutie segment when Andrew sings a song. That's when we cut it. And I think Chad is right. I think we're probably gonna have to either do another poll or the three of us are gonna have to vote and see what we end up with, because we're locked right now with 5 unless something changes.
So I can roll.
One more vote.
Okay, is there anyone in chat that still hasn't voted that wants to vote?
That's true. Yeah, we could ixnay dark. Since we did dark this week.
I have created the Sitting Cuties tier on the Patreon. I need to also give
That's
that tier
officially a thing.
I need to give that tier the Discord benefit as well.
You wanna get in on the Sitting Cutie action? I'll even create a channel in the Discord. So if you become a Sitting Cutie patron, then you will not only have access to the Discord, so you can throw in comments there about Sitting Cuties, You're gonna have your name. We're gonna be like, hey man, this person is contributing.
Well, and if they're a patron, anyways,
Yeah.
on isn't it any tier they get into the Discord?
Yep.
So
You're officially.
It's $5 tier. At the $5 tier, you get
$5
access, which is also the Sitting Cutie tier.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, and let me just tell you something. We got a meme channel on Discord.
That
Dude,
it's
we do have a
booming.
memes channel.
That's
Right.
gold.
We've been doing AI generated memes, and
Yeah.
it's amazing.
That is
I need to
gold.
watch that noggin.
Minecraft Hunger Games. That's all I gotta say.
All right, so let's take a look at this poll here and see what we got. Okay, so Joel says that he meant to click fighting. We could move Joel's vote to fighting if he wants.
Off of dark.
That's up to Joel. We can keep him on dark if he wants to. But then, okay, please move him to fighting. Andrew, which of poison, poison, steel, ice, ghost, or fighting would you vote for?
Oh, I already voted.
Oh, did you? Okay, well, I haven't voted. Oh, crud. Pat, have you voted?
I personally have not voted once in all of these because I want it to be.
I didn't vote last week, but there's a tiebreaker now, so I should probably vote, unless you want to vote.
No, I'm not going to vote. I'm not going to vote.
I don't want this to seem like I'm gaming the system, but
Yeah, you are.
Joel switched to fighting, and I kind of want to see some of those fighting Pokemon.
There is fighting Pokemon available for purchase.
I kind of want to see some of those fighting Pokemon as sitting cuties because I like fighting Pokemon a lot. So I'm sorry, chat. I'm gonna vote fighting as well, which puts us at 2 fighting. So fighting
All right.
wins first, but we still gotta have a second because you said you were doing first and second place, didn't you, Pat?
Yes. Well, I was going to try to. But I mean, if everybody else is going to be tied, I can just get fighting, and I will try to get.
That's where
few
I'm
of
at,
the
Joe.
others.
Can you imagine Heracross? How cute he would be?
Well, I am
Because I've already
only-
gotten. 1 second.
I had an
I
idea.
haven't. I've gotten ice already. I've gotten ghost already. I've gotten dark already. What I could do is go steel.
I had an idea though too. Oh, thanks, Case. We appreciate that. That's so nice of you. Pledging on Patreon, you get the sitting cuties tier, and you get the terrible zombie deal because it didn't save the one that I put on there. But I appreciate it all the same. Thank you.
Woo!
Thanks, Joel. Thanks. We'll keep it going. So, Pat, the idea that I had is, what if you take 2 of the types that are in second place and get a Pokemon that is those 2 types?
I can try to do that. I can't guarantee that only because not only is there only so many sitting cuties, there's also only so many types.
Yeah.
So it's a little difficult.
So, like, if obviously, like, poison steel doesn't work, right? You know,
Yeah.
but you could get ghost ice or ghost poison.
Is Ghost Ice a thing?
Yeah, I don't know if it is in the first 3 gens, but oh, thanks, Cat. You didn't have to do that either. We got sitting cutie tiers, man. People so
Let's
great.
go.
People so great. Thank
y'all
y'all
contributing. Y'all trying to
Thank
see some more
you.
sitting cuties.
I need to make a new image for that apparently because the one that I put on there didn't work, but that's okay. Yeah, Lucario's fighting steel. I don't know. Is Lucario in the first 3 gens though, or is he 4th gen? Yeah, Frostlass is the one I was thinking of, which is 4th gen. So, I guess just choose one of the other ones then. You're right. Steel hasn't been taken yet.
How about this? How about we do, since fighting won, we get one that's fighting for sure. And then Pat gets to surprise us with one of the other types.
Could do that. I can see what's available and go based off of that for sure. And it could be a surprise.
I can link the Patreon. You guys don't have to support. Again, if you don't have it, don't. But I can link it.
Just buy 15 Jigglypuffs, coward. I have one right here.
What? Hold on. Pat, Why is Jigglypuff like right to hand?
I have some sitting cuties that are sitting on my desk. Okay.
Why is
Don't
Jigglypuff
judge
one of
me. All right. Togepi is right here.
He had to reach for that one though. You
It
saw
was
that tray.
immediate with that Jigglypuff.
It's behind my where my mouse is.
It was like that Jigglypuff was already in his hand.
It was near my left hand. Okay, relax.
Oh,
like Mareep is
man.
right here, right there in front of underneath the monitor.
Yep, bot did it. The bot immediately, and it went after me too. Bot, Streamlabs bot, you gotta stop. It grabbed banned for posting the link, and then when I posted it, it added me too, saying that it's having trouble functioning. It's growing,
the bot is growing stronger. Either way, just so everyone knows, we appreciate everything that you do as far as watching, contributing, whether it be through Patreons, likes and comments, etc.
Yes.
Just coming out and hanging out with us. So that's the most important part. Don't ever feel obligated. But if you do, we appreciate it.
It kills other bots in between episodes. Oh, yeah. And again, if you don't have it, don't. But if you have the extra and you want to, we do definitely appreciate it.
For sure.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan to me, though, Pat. Go and steal for the other ones since we don't have any steel yet.
Yeah, I can see what's available. I don't want to promise anything that I definitely can't provide, but...
I was about to say, if we keep having tiebreakers, I'll just make a poll of just those types. But then won't the same people vote the same things?
Yeah, exactly.
We have a five-way tie.
What we should probably do is whatever one the week before, like whatever one the past 2 weeks.
It's not allowed. Those. Yeah.
So for next week, you can't vote dark and you can't vote fighting. But we've got other options.
Yeah, and we will have to keep track of which ones we don't have for the sake of it all.
I don't want any false promises going on here.
I agree. Run out of dragon real quick. That's true.
I'm gonna look because I want to make sure we got what we need.
I should have made the tie worse and voted for dragon.
There's a couple options for fighting.
All right. Well, we'll move on into the least favorite part of the podcast for most people, where we actually have stuff to discuss. Let's talk about some game announcements. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. Oh, thanks, Leandra. You didn't have to do that. We appreciate it. Sit cutie tier.
Yeah.
You'll have a spreadsheet before we know it. Also, again, for everybody that just joined the Patreon, you have access to the Discord now, where we do hang out with memes and stuff like that. If for any reason your Patreon link doesn't work, shoot me a message on Patreon, and I will make sure you get an updated link. But it should work. It worked for Band. It worked for Masatsu, so it should work for you guys. But if it doesn't, let me know, and we'll get that fixed.
Definitely appreciate it.
Gotta give Pokedad more babies. So let's talk some game announcements. There is not a lot of news this week, to be honest with you. There's very little. But that's okay, because everybody has more fun with that anyway, right? Announcement-wise, we have a couple things that EA has announced, and most of that is just announcements that it's still happening. Anything else? The Burnout Paradise Remastered version is coming to the Switch at some point. No dates given. Command & Conquer Remastered is coming at some point. No dates given. FIFA 21, Madden 21, and NHL 21 are coming at some point. No dates given.
Shocked.
So basically it was more a promise of, hey, we know we haven't shown anything for a while, but we're still working on it. It's still happening. Here you go. So, you know.
I feel like that's the right move, though. I mean,
oh yeah, with all this going on,
let everyone know.
Sure. For sure.
You have to let everyone know.
I have to lean way more. My camera is like zoomed out now for some reason.
Is this? I'm having to look up Pokemon in the Pokédex to like verify that they are for sure that
That's
type.
Fair. That's fair.
I just don't want to. I don't want to ruin this for everybody.
I don't blame you. So from there, that, like I said, that was all the game announcements we had. It's a shy news week for game announcements.
Yeah.
we do have some news. And I don't know how deep we want to get into some of this stuff, but id released a statement on the Doom Eternal OST. We have not heard Mick Gordon's side of it yet, but basically their statement, and I don't want to read the whole thing because it's pretty long, but to give you a non-biased rundown of it, they state that Mick Gordon was not able to supply the OST. For anybody who doesn't know, let me clarify. For anybody who doesn't know, the game OST is mixed by Mick Gordon. The physical OST or digital OST, if you were to purchase the OST for Doom Eternal, is not mixed by Mick Gordon. There are 12 songs that are mixed by him, and the rest is not. And that has come out to be a pretty big thing. It has stated that in their open letter that Mick Gordon was not able to keep his timetable, and so with his permission, they were able to release this OST. They say it's with his permission. He's been very public with how upset he is about all this. I'm not going to say anybody's lying. I will just say that both of those two things cannot be correct at the same time in that matter. However, what it comes down to is that it had a obligation to consumers because they had promised the soundtrack with the collector's edition of the game, and they legally could not put it off anymore. So they had to put it out, and so they did. Whether you want to be on Mick Gordon's side, whether you want to be on id side, the facts are they had to do what they said they were going to do. That's it. Personal opinion, and I'd like your opinions on this too. Personal opinion, they never should have promised the soundtrack when they didn't know it could be provided. They state in their rundown multiple times that they know that Mick Gordon in the past has had trouble supplying it on time. And according to them, they gave him 2 months to do an entire soundtrack.
Yeah.
For the OST.
It's not enough time.
Nowhere near enough time for most composers. Especially if you know that composer has trouble making their deadlines, you know? So I don't know.
You'd think.
And that's a good point, man. It's possible that he was able to get out of any legal trouble by agreeing to let somebody else do it, but then he still absolutely would be upset, right? So that's a good point. That's a very good point. To me personally, it never should have promised something they weren't sure they could provide, and they wouldn't have been in this position if they hadn't promised it, because then they would have had as much time as they wanted to release the OST. But because they promised it with the collector's edition, their hands were tied. You know? Yeah, you cannot rush a composer, for sure. Andrew, do you have any specific thoughts on this?
No. I agree with you on it. Not enough time. It's kind of all around just a shaky situation. And I know as I'm a big fan of Doom 2016 soundtrack, and I still listen to it on Spotify, and I attribute a lot of that to Mick Gordon mixing it. So I feel like they shouldn't have promised, like you said, have promised it if they know he has trouble meeting deadlines.
Yeah. Pat, your thoughts?
No, I mean I can't say any more, honestly. I mean, the main thing to me is it's okay to promise that it's going to come out, but promising a specific date without being certain, that's where the real issue is, because then this happens and it's not fair to him. And although they gave him a deadline, who knows how soon they actually gave him that deadline, like for certain.
There's like 50 songs in that OST, and he got 12 of them in the time he was given, you know? And again, I wasn't over his shoulder. I can't say that he was working constantly, but
who knows, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
if you know he's got a problem.
And either way, just don't make a deadline if you're uncertain. And they should have known that they were uncertain.
The other thing.
Well,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, the people who are big enough fans to want the OST are probably gonna want it mixed by him anyway.
Yeah.
Yep.
The other big thing about this is that because this happened the way that it did, the OST is, I don't like using this word this way, it's inferior to what it would have been otherwise. Not because the audio engineer that mixed it poorly. I'm not saying he did a bad job. It's inferior because they didn't have the raw music. They only had the in-game rips of the music. So the mixed version that people get on the OST is not the original song mixed. It's the in-game song, which of course has to be compressed and then decompressed. And so because of that, the OST is not to the quality that it honestly should have been. And again, that's up in the air of they couldn't get the originals from Mick because he was doing it himself. But still, yeah, I think both those two comments that just came in are definitely a good way to look at this too. When you try to sell like a season pass, don't sell me something that isn't done yet. That's what they did with the collector's edition of the OST. And like, it's one thing to pre-order a game, right? When you pre-order a game, you're assuming it's going to be finished. You're assuming it's going to go gold and it's going to come out. But that's $5, right? Unless you buy it online, then you pay the full price. When you pre-order an OST, you assume it's going to be the OST. You don't assume it's going to be the game rips. And then Joel says, kind of feels like a microcosm of the game industry as a whole. Lots of crunch because games have to come out every year right before the Christmas season. And as Jim Sterling puts it all the time, they don't want to make a lot of money. They want to make all the money. And I agree. If they would have just given Doom Eternal, and honestly, I'm not trying to just talk about the quality of the game. I do think it could have used maybe another couple weeks in the oven to be able to hammer out some of the stuff with Marauders. You get that. You got that time on the OST as well. And then again, if you hadn't promised it, you would have had much more time. But we could just go in circles with this. It's just, the big takeaway is both id and Mick Gordon have said that they don't know if they're going to work together in the future, which is a huge bummer.
It's kind of expected, though.
Yeah.
Based on what happened. I hate to say that, but it's true. Like, I mean, what other expectation could you have?
Yeah. There are some great artists that do music very similar to his that I think they could grab, but it won't be the same, No.
Nope.
So from there, the 9 to 5 dev update number 3 has come through, which contains a map reveal, Flood. I believe, Andrew, you added this one?
I actually added this one.
Oh, okay.
So 9 to 5.
Pat added news.
Yeah, I did.
Whoa.
So 9 to 5 was they talked about it at E3 last year. Yeah, last year. And they are still very much in development. They've been working from home. I got into the Discord for 9 to 5 whenever they allowed people to start signing up for the possibility of being in their initial alpha.
Yeah.
And so I've been following the dev updates. They've been posting images of weapons, of just kits people are wearing, things like that. And in this last update, which is the third dev update they've done so far, they actually revealed the map. And they started talking about the size comparison of like the size of this map versus, for example, a siege map or a map in what was that game? Escape from Tarkov. Like, so it's in the between though. So it's a little bit bigger than a siege map. It's gonna be smaller than a Tarkov map, but the map looks interesting. And they kind of separate it with a bridge in the middle. It'd probably be easier to show like a PNG of it or something like that. If you're interested, you can look it up. It's definitely out there for people to see. It was just really cool. I love the fact that I was able to get on with this Discord early and actually start seeing things develop, because it's going to make me appreciate the game more, hopefully, whenever it comes out.
Sure.
For those who don't remember what 9 to 5 is, 9 to 5 is a FPS game that's 3v3v3. So you'll have, your team versus 2 other teams of 3.
Yeah.
And I'm super excited. I think that it has a potential possibility of being a good game. Granted, I haven't seen any gameplay yet. I was not lucky enough to get into the alpha, but they have a lot more opportunities for alpha and beta they come out, and the longer you've been in the Discord, you almost get seniority for that. So I'm hoping that at some point I will get some type of access to something that I can share with you guys. But as of right now, this is the biggest update they've had so far. And especially with COVID-19 being a thing and everyone being in quarantine, the fact that they were able to produce this, I feel like, was huge. So shout out to the 9 to 5 team, because they're still working really hard in their game, and I think that's cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to see some gameplay.
I hope it's good. I mean, I think the idea of it is really cool.
Yeah,
like having 3 teams of 3 instead of it being like the basic FPS
for
standard.
sure. So, how do you guys feel about announcements of announcements?
Stupid. I hate when they do this.
There's going to be some Cyberpunk 2077 news coming June 11th.
Get out.
Stupid. It's stupid. Just tell us.
Need more Keanu.
If Keanu Reeves is going to be there, worth it. But he won't be.
I think it's just like weird to go, hey, we're going to talk about this in a little while. It's like one thing if it's like a full stream, but if it's just a trailer, then just drop the trailer.
I agree. Nintendo Directs are different.
Yeah.
It is different. But it's because, like you said, it's a stream. Like, they actually talk about the information and they show off stuff. This is probably literally going to be like, all right, guys, we're going to announce some stuff. And then the day comes and they're like, we're moving to 2021. And then they just run away.
Announcing that I'll be announcing when I'll be announcing my announcement soon. Yeah, it's I don't know. I think it can be used really well, but
stupid.
I don't know. And I get why they do it. It's to churn up more hype, right? But
it's not working, Chief.
Yeah. Yakuza 7 is going to release on Steam.
Ooh.
Nice. It's going to be day and date with the PS4?
We don't know yet. We just know that it's coming. But I would assume, since they didn't say it won't be, that it probably will. Because otherwise, surely they would have said something.
You would think so, yeah.
Really cool that this franchise is coming to PC. Almost in its entirety now. We just need Judgment and 6. So,
just saying. I know this is a derailer potentially, but
sure.
I'm super stoked with the selection of cuties that I have for this coming week. Think that you're all going to be pleasantly surprised.
I'm excited to see them. Okay.
Joke's on you. It's nothing but Naruto plushes.
Oh, no! So, from there, Guild Wars 2 is getting an update called the No Quarter Update. We'll have some cool new content in there, seems like. I have not kept up with Guild Wars 2. But the main reason I wanted to bring it up is because it's a very interesting way that they're doing it. So, where's the Patreon goal for getting the giant Mareep? Don't tip Pat. He will. He will. So
I will.
With this update, there won't be any voice dialogue because they couldn't get the voice actors in the booth safely to record it, and the voice actors didn't have the adequate equipment at home to be able to get it done. So they're going to bring the voice actors in like one at a time, and it's going to take a little bit of time, but they'll patch the voices back in. But they wanted to go ahead and give the update out so that people could play with the new content. I think that's a really interesting way to do it, you know? Like, obviously it's not ideal, but we're not in ideal conditions right now. So I think it's a really cool, safe way to do it, you know? And to be able to get those voice actors in and get that stuff recorded while not taking too many risks. But tell your brother we said happy birthday, Will.
Hey.
Yeah, if Pat ever got that Mareep, it would be over. That Mareep would take center frame in the podcast.
My wallet would cry.
I would donate to the Patreon if there was a Mareep tier. And I'm
right.
part of the good thing.
I gotta make the Mareep team, I guess.
I gotta make. Hold on. We gotta verify there is in fact a giant Mareep available for sale. Hold on.
We're not doing this right now.
Oh,
No,
we
we're
did.
moving
Don't
on.
for last week.
I'm looking right now.
We gotta move on.
For last week, Pat,
We can't do this
$400
Mareep
Mareep.
discussion.
I'm looking at the over. There's a 45-inch Mareep
Yeah,
for $500.
That's what everybody's talking about is that giant
That's
Mareep.
what we talked about last week.
Okay.
No.
I want to donate to
No.
it. The moment we hit the $500 mark in donations for just the Mareep, I will buy it. I'm dead serious. I will buy it.
Pat's gonna shoot me a message one day and he's gonna be like, "Hey, I just saw that the Patreon hit $500 a month. Can we take one of those months and buy a Mareep?" And then I'm gonna have to say, "Yeah."
What if we set up like a what would it be?
Oh,
What would it be? It'd be like a PayPal where like people donate to the PayPal specifically for the
No,
Mareep.
we're
because
not
outside
doing
of-
this. Did you
And
see
once
what?
we hit 500, I will buy this Mareep.
Did you see what Van's wife said? Oh no, we can't do this. We cannot do this. Please help Paper Giant.
GoFundMe? How do I make a GoFundMe?
No,
Oh,
no, I
goodness.
will not endorse this.
You don't have to endorse it. I'm the one doing it. I'm making a GoFundMe right now.
We're off
Don't
the
worry.
rails.
Start a GoFundMe.
No,
I'm signing up.
Make up a sob story of why you need the Mareep.
That's too easy.
Oh no! Do a Kickstarter for the Mareep.
Everyone donate now.
So let's move on. Bloodstained has added or will add on the 7th, which is just a couple days away, a built-in in-game randomizer.
Awesome.
And the ability, if you've beaten the game once before, to play as Zangetsu, who does not have any shards, but instead has an entirely different moveset. Which is really cool and reminds me a lot of getting to play as Richter in Symphony of the Night. So, hype for that.
I'm going to look up the cost after tax.
I do not support this. The built-in randomizer allows you to randomize items. It allows you to randomize chests. It allows you to randomize boss drops. It allows you to randomize shards. It allows you to randomize all kinds of cool stuff. And it will not allow you to halt your progress. It will always force key items to be... You can shuffle where the key items are among key items, but you will always find at least one that you need to be able to move forward. Which is really cool because most of the time we have to do that with mods for games instead of the developers just giving us that capability in a free update. So that's really nifty. I like that a lot. Oh, I understand, Jen. No worries. Zangetsu, and you're thinking about Bleach? That's fair. That's super fair. So yeah, I think that's really cool that they just, let you have that for free. Still supporting that game. That's a very good game. If you like Metroidvanias, you should play it.
It's still on my list.
It's really good. All right. That's all the news that like I said, it's a very light news week. Not a lot happening news-wise. We still have 30 minutes before our regularly scheduled podcast ends.
So, let me talk about my week again. Okay. Because I forgot about this.
Okay, go ahead.
A picture of the 45-inch Mareep.
I bought a power washer over the weekend.
Okay. 30 minutes to debate the ethics of the
And that is my new favorite toy.
All right.
Because I've power washed part of the house. I've power washed the entire deck. Part of the picnic table in the backyard.
Yeah.
Concrete. I'm just a power washing machine myself. I mean, it's just so much fun. You shoot stuff, and like the deck looks great. Like I didn't realize. I thought the
That's terrible, Cat.
that is terrifying. We were actually throwing away an old grill that was here from when we moved into the house over the weekend, and my brother-in-law said, "I think that's a brown recluse on the grill," and I said, "Hold on." I got the power washer and just blasted it.
Andrew, you and I are the closest of friends, right? You are as a brother to me.
Sure. Where is this going?
When all this is over, I need you to bring your power washer to my house so I can power wash the side of my house.
I will definitely do that. It's so much fun. I've never used them before, and it is so much fun.
Yeah. My house is like, there's a lot of pollen around my house, and so it turns that terrible looking green because the yellow pollen settles and then gets wet.
Same on my house.
Yeah. The closest of friends, but you're closest to friends. No, Andrew and Pat are like brothers to me. I would say maybe even not like brothers, just are, you know? I'm not clicking that link. I'm not supporting this.
Please block that.
Chatbot, why are you not on Pat for links? You're on me for links.
They asked for
The
it.
chatbot was on me for posting links, and it's not on you.
Because it supports the 45-inch Chareep.
Pat is part of Skynet, confirmed.
All the bots just support Patrick in anything he does. Oh,
Too much.
So, in a weird way, oh, thanks, Band. Oh, Band. Oh, Band. Oh, Band.
What
no.
just happened?
Band, you can't do that, Band. Oh, no.
What just happened?
No, Pat,
I'm pretty sure Band just donated $520.
Pat, you need to pull down the GoFundMe.
Okay, I'm legit pulling it down.
Oh,
Do not donate
man.
to the GoFundMe because
Pat has to buy it now.
I have to buy it now.
That has to happen.
I don't see it. Where do you see it at?
It happened
came
on the
up on
stream.
the
It pops
stream.
up on the stream.
Oh, Pat.
I have to hold on. Don't donate to the GoFundMe. I'm closing it right now.
Oh, Band, you are incredible, Band.
What just happened? That was, first of all, thank you. Second of all, that was totally unnecessary.
Band,
I
you are
appreciate-
incredible.
But oh my gosh.
Yeah, like that giant Mareep has to be named after Band. I agree.
No, for sure. The giant Mareep name is Band. Band. Yes. What just happened?
Band, if you
That's insane.
So, Band, I don't know how much you want me to say here, but if you ever want to like plug your store, do it. Just send me the link and I'll let it get past the bot and we'll just do that. But we super appreciate that for that.
What kind of store? You own a sex shop, Band?
Just immediately went there. Just
Trying to get these discounts, dog.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
What I was about to say is that now we have 30 minutes of everybody's favorite part of the podcast, which is just discussion, just hanging out, having a good time.
What just happened? We're going to have a giant Mareep on the channel.
Yep, we're going to have a giant Mareep. Oh.
That works for me.
Oh, man.
Oh,
that's,
my goodness.
yeah. So
I cannot believe that just happened.
What I was gonna
tearing up
say,
a little bit.
yeah, no, that's crazy, man. Thank you so much for buying us a giant Mareep plush to go in Pat's house. Hey, Pat, now you really are the Polka Daddy.
I have to be.
Yeah,
the Mareep is gonna sit in my chair next podcast.
Well, don't say next podcast because shipping. It might be a couple weeks.
They've been shipping my stuff next day. I've been getting this stuff in the mail in like 2 days.
I see. Pat gets his stuff next day. I have to wait a month for this thermometer to come in. Did I talk about this?
No.
Okay, so also, Bumpus, I'm not sure what your problem is, but sure, just run some stuff and maybe somebody, Jen, might be able to help you out. Somebody else in chat. I ordered this thermometer because I didn't have one in the house when all this virus stuff came up. I'm trying not to say the name of the virus so we don't get demonetized.
What?
I ordered this thermometer and I was like, I need a thermometer. I don't have one at the house. You know, it'll come in and it'll be useful. It came in like last week. I ordered it before all this started, and it came in like last week.
I've been trying to order a product, and I'm used to getting things in 2 days, and it's been 4 days now, 4 business days, and I haven't even heard from the company. So I'm glad the plushes come in.
Well, it's just that the shipping companies appreciate the podcast. That's what it is. Do you know what the best thing about this I almost said thermostat, this thermometer is? It's in Celsius.
You told me about this.
It won't change to Fahrenheit. So I've had to learn how to do the conversion from Celsius to Fahrenheit.
Sweet Baby Ray's pulling strings with the shipper.
Yeah, I need Sweet Baby Ray's to give me the hookup.
So it's crazy, right? So before all of this stuff happened and everyone got quarantined, I was getting these like on Mondays.
Yeah.
I'd order them on Tuesday, and I'd get them on Monday.
Yeah.
But lately, I've been getting them on like Thursday or Friday.
Yeah.
Could you imagine the terrible world that we live in? To add to 2020's just overall despair, we miss a week of Sitting Cuties.
Oh, that would honestly be.
That would be the biggest hit. Sure, the Pentagon has confirmed seeing
It's got to be
UFOs and stuff, but
Chareep.
Chareep.
Yeah, man, you get exclusive naming rights for that Mareep. You paid for it.
For sure.
Pat, you didn't talk about Mobile Suit Gundam in your week. We can do that. I wanna hit on this point.
Oh,
real quick.
I forgot.
I want to hit on this point real quick. I now just imagine that like somebody at Sweet Baby Ray's is like on the phone and they go, "What do you mean? What do you mean the shipment's not going to make it there in time for Tuesday? Get it there now. I don't care what you got to do. Halt all shipments of Sweet Baby Ray's, but you get those cuties to Pat's house for Tuesday."
For some reason, instead of picturing a human being, I pictured a giant talking bottle of Sweet Baby Ray's.
Oh, Santa hats like for Chareep. That we could do it. So, Pat, you watched like the first. What are you on? Episode 8 of Original Gundam? Episode 6.
Episode 6.
6.
Episode 6. Yeah.
How many episodes are there?
43.
Oh my god.
It's so
yeah.
good. Sweet Baby
But
Ray's turning
the
people
first 6
insane.
episodes.
I might need to hook up again on that.
Got to. It's really
I got
good.
you, dog. I got the link. I got the hookup.
I-
First 6 episodes are amazing.
Yeah.
No lie, like amazing artwork. I love the hand drawn stuff. So the artwork, top tier, S tier, amazing. It's fantastic. The story is fantastic. Char is amazing. Best villain I've ever experienced, ever so far.
Yeah, he's great. He's so good.
Not even exaggerating. Like Char is literally exactly what I want in a villain.
And you haven't seen half
Cookie
of
cutter.
him yet. He's
And
so good.
That's the crazy part. I can't imagine how this is like 30 episodes deep.
Char's so good.
So good. Amuro is amazing. Amuro is amazing by far, and a fantastic protagonist. Fantastic.
I know Pat is trying not to spoil too much for you, Andrew, but I will say, and this one thing might make you want to watch it more. Amuro reads the manual for how to pilot the Gundam.
It's amazing. Like most anime that I've seen with Gundam, they just get in it and they already know what they're doing. Like they're already rocking and rolling. It's happening. Amuro's first experience with a Gundam, and I mean this is the first episode, so I guess you could say this is a spoiler. So if you don't want to hear it, I understand. But I can tell you his first experience briefly without explaining what happens after this, if you want.
Just tell me.
So there's a book laying on the ground that fell out of one of the soldiers' hands. And he picks up the book, and it's the manual for the Gundam. And he starts reading it and realizes that, oh, crud, the Gundam needs to be fighting right now because this thing is powerful. Doesn't care the fact that he might die. Doesn't care the fact that he's basically a kid still. Gets in this Gundam and starts fighting. Based off of nothing but what he read in a manual. It's insane. The coolest part is the Gundam is able to learn from experiences, so it grows with him. That's what makes it so cool. Is like Amuro literally has to like grow by reading the manual and continuing to try to understand the Gundam, while the Gundam is also learning and growing with him. That's so cool. Why is that not a thing all the time?
Yeah, I legitimately think that other Gundam series are hurt by the fact that the main character, like you said, either instantly knows how to pilot it or figures it out. And for some characters, it fits, right? Like Garrett Rand in Gundam X is one of those where he gets in the Gundam, he's never piloted a Gundam before, and he starts like bumping up against stuff while he's trying to move because like that makes sense. But Amuro legit reads the manual, man. It's so good. Yeah, the OG Gundam is crazy. OG Gundam, Gundam F91, and there's another Gundam that has a biocomputer as well. Do you remember which one it is, Andrew?
No.
Because the F91 also has that biocomputer. That's fair. The F91 also has the biocomputer where it learns along with the pilot, which is super cool. And I will tell you, without spoiling too much, that biocomputer in the OG Gundam comes back in some extra source material and stuff. In some of the side story mangas, that thing is used again, and it's really cool.
So far to this point, the reason why I say Char is so great is Char is a villain. And the best way that I can put this is how I put it to Trey when I talked to him about it earlier. Char is a protagonist on the wrong side of Amuro's story.
Yeah.
That's legit what he is. He truly believes in what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
He truly cares about his comrades. He wants success. But unfortunately for him, he is on the wrong team. Like, that's literally his problem, is that he's on the wrong team.
And in ways, I think he knows that, but like,
I like even in like in episode 6 specifically, I got a hint of that, like where he's like, maybe I'm on the wrong team. But he refuses to go against his morals that he has in place. Like he's amazing. Char is amazing. Amuro's amazing. I really don't want to spoil too much for the first few episodes. I really don't, because like I want to talk about certain characters that I really like, but you need to experience them, Andrew. Like this anime is amazing.
There's a reason it became as big as it did, like a whole Gundam franchise, right? Like it is not an exaggeration to say it is Japan's Star Wars, because of that reason. I do want to hit on Joel's question. Joel asked about the alternate timeline stuff because he's only seen G Gundam. Pat, you had asked about this as well, and I don't think I ever answered you about how the timelines work in Gundam. And Andrew, I don't know if you remember or not, but
yeah, I remember reading a lot about it.
Original Gundam to Zeta to Double Zeta to Char's counterattack to Victory to F91. I'm forgetting Unicorn to Unicorn. That's all like one continuous timeline. That's the Universal Century timeline. In the middle of that is Oath MS Team. In the middle of that is 0080 Stardust Memory, or 0080 War in the Pocket. 0083 Stardust Memory. In the middle of all that is, and anybody who's curious, hit me up on Twitter. I'll give you the full like canonical rundown if you want to figure out like watch orders. If you want to go canonically, there are shows that I think you can skip. Double Zeta.
I am contractually obligated to watch Gundam.
Yeah. OG Gundam for sure. It's so good. And then the alternate timelines are separate. Almost every one of those is their own timeline, right? regular Gundam has some recurring elements, like Universal Century Gundam. Char's name comes up a lot, as you can figure, because he's pretty important. Amuro's name comes up a lot, because as you can figure, he's pretty important, you know? Everything that's not in those is alternate timelines. So all the rest of those are different situations. Unfortunately, Joel, there's not in the name a way to tell the two apart. But in a weird way, like this is going to sound strange, but in a weird way, in the first episode, if you know what to look for in UC, you'll recognize that it's not a Universal Century show. So a great example of that is G Gundam, right? G Gundam has a completely different cockpit design. It works very differently from anything else. It's a super robot series. It has nothing to do with new types. New types is the big word to come back to. I don't want to spoil what that is for Pat yet, but new types is the big thing that's Universal Century. Very few alternate universe ones have new types. That's the big go-to. The only one is like Gundam X. Gundam X has new types, and that's not from UC, but it could be somewhere in there. Unicorn is pretty cool. Unicorn is a really good show, I think. Yeah, Turn A is the outlier because it is also UC, but isn't because it's set way in the future, like way in the future. And then G-Reco is tied into that as well. But there's no new types there. Nobody's like, there are other things. Age, for example, uses the term X-Rounder, which is so stupid. But everything that's not UC and doesn't have new types, that's all alternate universe stuff. And none of that stuff is connected to each other. So it's not one timeline and then another. It's one timeline and then a whole bunch of different timelines. So you have like 00 is canon just to 00. Wing is canon just to Wing. Seed is canon just to Seed and Destiny, you know? So for what it's worth, you got the one that's important for timeline wise, and then the others that you can watch in whatever order you want, you know? Yeah, technically Turn A is canon to everything. That is true. Turn A is also my favorite Gundam series, and I think can be watched in a vacuum without knowing anything about Gundam and still really enjoying it. But I will be the first to admit, Gundam timelines are very confusing, and I fully understand why people don't know what shows to start with. The other big outlier is the Build Fighter series, because they are every show is canon in the Build Fighters universe, where in that universe every season of Gundam was a TV show that they watched in the Build Fighters universe. And so technically they're all canon there. But that's not super important, you know. I do think like Build Fighters is worth watching, but you should watch other Gundam first so that you get the references, because there's a lot of references. So,
I have a list now of Gundam that I have to watch.
I hope that answered some of the questions. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. I have somewhat of an order that Trey, you and I decided to come up with.
Yeah.
I have a lot to watch. A lot.
Yeah,
I'm not mad.
a lot of
I'm
Gundam.
not mad because Gundam has very quickly become my favorite genre of anime, but
I'm in that same boat with Tokusatsu. Like, there's still so much for me to see, and I'm so excited. So, chat, those of you who have seen Double Zeta, I told Pat he didn't have to. What do you think? Should he watch Double Zeta? For anybody who doesn't know, Double Zeta is like this weird black sheep of the franchise. Double Zeta is canon to the main series, to UC, but is incredibly dumb at parts because it goes for slapstick, but not in a good way. And then also most of the episodes don't mean anything in the, like, it's almost like Double Zeta, the first 4 episodes or 5 episodes are canon, and then it's like it's just filler until like episode 25.
Oh boy. It's got the Naruto effect.
It's got the Naruto effect, except Naruto was all at the end.
Yeah.
So, you know, keep that in mind. But I do feel bad. I wanted to preface this earlier, too. I feel bad for anybody that doesn't care at all about Gundam, because the upcoming months are going to be Gundam heavy on the channel, because Maxi Boost on and everything going on there, and Pat watching OG and going into Zeta. Yeah, I think if you don't like Gundam, I'm sorry. I hope that you will give Gundam a chance, but I fully understand if Gundam is like, it's confusing, and in a way you don't really have to care about watch order. You can kind of just watch whatever you want.
Because I watched IBO first.
Yeah, and again, that's completely separate canon on its own. It doesn't hurt you at all to watch that first.
IBO is my favorite anime I've ever seen. Like, it's
IBO's really
my
good.
number one anime I've ever seen. For sure.
IBO's really good.
It's so good.
Learn from Toku that you're really into giant robots fighting and posing. So, in that way, G Gundam is the best for that, because that is what G Gundam is like a tokusatsu show.
Yeah.
And it's like Super Robot mixed with Toku, because Super Robot series are normally just about the robots. G Gundam has a moment where Domonkashu kicks a building. Like, that happens. Domonkashu has a fight in the sky with another character after he's kicked a building. It's so cool. But the rest of Gundam is like Real Robot is the way they call it. So it's follows the rules, basically. They don't power up based on willpower or anything. They follow the rules. And in a lot of ways, I think that helps and takes away. But I think Gundam's really good. I think there are some... Build Fighters has so many great fights in it because they don't have to worry about the characters dying if the suit blows up. Oh, Build Fighters has one of my favorite fights in all the anime.
Really?
Yeah, there is a fight between two characters that don't even have to fight, but are fighting because they're giving it their all. And so in a regular Gundam show, you don't want to kill off all your characters, even though Gundam is like well known for killing off characters a lot, right? You don't want to kill off all your characters. And you need the suits to survive for at least a little while, you know? But in Build Fighters, they are model kits. And so they can fix the kits, right? And so there is a fight that devolves into our weapons are broken, our guns are broken, we are fist fighting in a valley, and we are punching parts off of each other's suits, desperately trying to win this fight. And it is incredible.
I'm excited to see that. Build Fighters is what I'm watching last in that group, mainly because I want to make sure I've seen as many suits as possible so I can recognize those parts.
That's fair.
But
for sure. The only other thing I'll say about like watching Gundam is the big recommendation for me, if you don't care about the continuity of the Universal Century, or maybe you don't want to watch like old animation, I still think Mobile Suit Gundam looks amazing. I'm sure Pat would back me up on that, having watched a couple episodes.
Absolutely.
But if you don't care about all that, pick something that looks interesting to you, because any of the alternate timeline Gundam series are completely different from each other. Wing is 5 pretty boys. I love the Wing characters, don't get me wrong. Most except Wu Fei. I'm sorry, Wu Fei. I'm not sorry, Wu Fei. Wing is 5 pretty boys that get sent on a terrorist attack, basically on Earth, and have to make up their own minds about how they're going to do it. 00 is about a intervening force trying to stop war by destroying combat before it can happen. Build Fighters is about kids at school building model kits, being cool, having great music. Turn A is about a guy that doesn't want to fight, stuck between two sides that both want to fight each other. And he has ties to both. Gundam X is about a kid that has nothing to his name, and he's just trying to make it through the world that's been destroyed by a war. All of these have their own thing going on, and so you can kind of just pick up any of them. In fact, I would dare say that a lot of them, when you pick up, make you go, I'm missing information, and you're really not. Like, IBO is a great example of that. You pick up IBO, and you feel like you missed an episode from episode 1. Like, what we're on Mars? Yeah, you're going.
No, but that's the best part about IBO, because, like, whenever, not only do you get thrown into it, but as things start happening, the story just, like, develops so well.
Yeah. Yeah, as Nathan put it, too, Build Divers is about a VR MMO RPG. As to Precure, I have not seen any more episodes because I finished X8 and started Build, but I'm going to get back on that. I'm desperately trying to finish Build and then get into ZO and finish ZO so I can watch that last movie, because I know that a character's in there that I'm probably going to cry in that scene if it happens the way I think it will. But then after that, I'm going to take a break from Rider, other than watching 01, of course, weekly. I'll take a break from Rider, and I'm going to go heavy in on Ultraman and on Precure, and I'm probably gonna focus Precure first because I want to finish Hug 2 before the month is out, if at all possible. So I'm gonna put my head down and grind on it, but mostly because I can use this computer to edit, and then this computer's free, and I have most of the Gundam Maxi Boost On videos already done. So then it's just go, you know? So
For
I'll have
sure.
time to watch stuff at least while editing. So, but I'm going to finish Hugto Precure. I really like Precure so far. It's really good. So. Andrew, I just want to thank you so much. These last 30 minutes, I could tell you were kind of struggling to stay awake, and you have still had some great discussion from it. I appreciate that so much.
This is where Andrew's like, "All right, you nerds."
All right, you bunch of freaking weebs.
I just want a
So-
grill.
I'm gonna go ahead and watch the Penguins win the Stanley Cup in '91 again. I'm trying to rewatch that game. Final game of the
Next week, Andrew's got his grill in front of his desk, and while we're talking about this, he's like, "So this is the part where you start applying the Sweet Baby Rays."
He's gonna talk for hours about how you got to check your temps.
You gotta check your temps. I told my mother-in-law that. I said you gotta check your temps. Number one most important rule of grilling is you got to know your temps. So if you don't know your temps, you're going in blind.
Don't
You gotta
forget to
let the meat rest, dog.
I actually, you want me to talk about some grilling? I'm using a Weber charcoal grill. And so charcoal, not like gas, I can't just change the heat whenever I want.
Yeah.
So I went to cool down on the grill, started talking, forgot about it. The grill got too cool. So I cooked the chicken fajita meat low and slow. What is it? Slow and low
Yeah.
Low and slow, yeah.
method.
Right.
Kind of like what you do like with a lot of barbecue and stuff. Let it cook for a long period of time. So it took, I don't even know how long, but I got up at one point because my brother-in-law said, "Have you checked the chicken?" And I was like, "Oh no, I'm about to." Like I was some kind of pro, and I kept talking to him for a couple more minutes, and then I got up, stuck the meat thermometer in, bam, 165.5, and it has to be 165 to be perfectly cooked. I was like, "That's right, baby, I got it."
Just like I planned.
Yeah, just like I planned. 30 minutes later.
If you had walked in too early, if you had went when he asked you to, it'd have been 164. You'd have wasted your time. But no,
Yeah.
you knew, Andrew.
I knew. And sure enough, I go back to the grill, and after I take the chicken off, and me removing the lid to take the chicken off to check the temp and everything, cooled the coals enough that it killed the grill without me having to cut off the airflow. So it was like, grill's already done, boys. I've already shut it down.
Grill daddy in house.
Grill daddy.
He said automatic.
Yeah.
The grill knew who it was answering to. So yeah, as Band pointed out, we got to add grilling to the full spectrum of nerd culture. Hey, that's the thing, right? You can be a nerd for anything. It doesn't have to be video games. It doesn't have to be anime. It doesn't have to be tokusatsu. You can be a nerd for anything.
Oh, Andrew, real quick. This is like this could be an awkward plug. 1 second, I'll be right back.
Better be a grill.
I was about to move to plugs too, so that makes sense.
This is in no way, shape, or form a joke at all. I'm being 110% serious.
Okay.
This is the Barbecue Bible by Steve Reichlin.
I've never seen that Bible at work before.
Well, you need to start putting it in the pews, baby. No. So Steve Reichlin had a show on PBS called Barbecue U. And 1 second while I adjust my hat. Jesus. Get all frantic and excited about the Barbecue Bible. So Steve Reichlin had a show called Barbecue U and a couple other shows on PBS. and which is public broadcast station for people who don't know, like it's public television. My poor family had free TV, so I watched a lot of Steve Reichlin. Anyways, Steve Reichlin has amazing recipes. He has a YouTube channel, which he doesn't post really anymore. He's kind of like slowly retiring. He's getting a little old in age. But he has amazing recipes. And a lot of them are in this book. So if you ever want to check out one of these recipes and maybe like tag team one or something, let me know, because Steve Reichlin is literally my barbecue hero. Which is why I bought the barbecue Bible. And I was not
That's
joking.
fair.
Like, dude, some of these recipes are insane. And he gives you a breakdown of, like, of course, the temperatures that you need to get everything to.
Yeah, it's all about the temps, baby.
Like, random page I just went to, honey glazed Hong Kong wings. I'll go to another random page. Cinnamon cherry sauce for duck. Grilled duck with garlic and ginger. Like, and it's very instructional.
Have y'all ever had duck before?
I
No,
have.
I've
I
not.
can't eat
I've
duck
not.
anymore
Why?
because we have ducks now, and I love them, and so I can't. Like, I don't have this problem with chicken. I have chickens. Don't have this problem with chicken. Don't have this problem with pork. I don't have this problem with beef. But the ducks, like, they hang out right outside my window, and like I hear them through the window unit. Like, the chickens, I feed them, but the ducks are like, and they're just like honking through, like, not honking's not the right term, that's a goose, but they're just like making noise. And it's like,
Jen, there
I
might
don't know.
be.
I like the ducks. I can't eat them anymore. I tried.
Yeah, duck is probably my favorite meat. I've only had it like twice.
It's such a good way to put it, Joel. The ducks you grill are just the ducks on the enemy lines coming to attack your ducks. I might, no joke, I might try that now. I might try considering it that way and eat them.
So legit though, like, no joke. Like I said, this is not a joke plug. This is an actual plug. I love Steve Reichlin. I support Steve Reichlin so much. And if you haven't seen any of his content, like legit on YouTube, whenever we get done with the stream, just go look up Steve Reichlin cooking something. Like his videos are very instructional. He's super knowledgeable. His recipes always look amazing, and I'm so glad I have this. So please let me know, dude. We could tag team a few of these recipes if you want.
That sounds like a good time. Yeah,
Grilled-
gator is also good.
Grilled octopus. He's got a recipe for grilled octopus in here, dude.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing octopus.
Octopus is really good. Turkey recipes, pastrami, lamb,
Oh, we've
onion
already
water.
We've talked about, Courtney and I talked about this year for Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
I'm grilling the damn turkey.
Heck yeah, dude.
I think I'm okay.
Dude, there's so many things in here, like things from like even appetizers. Like he has appetizers in here. He has desserts in here. Like it's an awesome book that has so many amazing recipes in it. And I have not been able to grill because of my current living situation. The moment that I get my own place, I'm grilling all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm okay now. I'm sorry. Ben got me good.
What did I miss?
Ben said, because it's the barbecue Bible, Ben said grill father, baby Ray, and the holy steak. That got me good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm plugging Steve Reichlin, baby.
All right.
He's awesome.
Andrew, do you have any plugs?
I had one. Oh, again. Every week I have one. Earlier today I was like, I'm gonna plug that.
You need to start writing them down in the docket.
Yeah, I need to.
Oh, man. I've got 2 belts coming in that I want to plug.
Oh, I know
Whenever they
about
get
these,
here.
I think.
One of them is the Thouser belt from 01, which I'm very excited for, and the other is the Gamer Driver from Xaid, because I need to own Tattle Quest, Tattle Fantasy, Tattle Legacy, and Do Re Mi Fa Beat, and probably Bang Bang Simulations, because those jingles are too good. Yeah, basically Like a lot of them are really good, right? The Gashats from Xaid, and then you have like Tattle Quest, which is pretty good, and then you just have one like Bang Bang Simulations goes, "I'm ready for Battleship," and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's pretty good. But then Do Re Mi Fa Beat, they turn that one and they hit the button on it and it goes da 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 do re mi fa beat, and it's like, okay, yeah, no, I have to own that. I have to be able to do that whenever I want. I need to be able to walk into that hallway that you can now see because the camera's expanded back and go to the shelf and just grab that and do that whenever I want. That has to happen. That's why, like, everybody thinks that I collect these to look at them. It's not why I put batteries in all of them.
He very much plays with them.
Like I'll be on the call with the guys for D&D and I'll run to go get something, and while I'm on the way through the hallway I'll turn one of them on. Like I'll just, why not? It's too much fun. I bet you can get the Christmas Gashat. I bet you can. So I gotta have that. That's happening. I had another plug too, but the Holy Steak got me. I can't remember anymore. Yeah.
We're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do to make sure that we can get this 45-inch Chareep.
Yeah. What's most likely, we can talk about it afterwards, of course, but most likely I will, I don't know if I can even Venmo you that much over Venmo.
I think you can. Yeah, I'm pretty sure because I've Venmoed over 1,000.
Okay, I'll Venmo it to you then, and once it comes through, and then you can order
Jeez. I still can't believe this is happening.
Bands plugs, Char, Gundam Mexi Busan, the Full Spectrum Patreon, toys that are way too cool, and are of course worth. So, like, before we go, real quick, I do want to. I remember my plug. I want to plug Taka from KTJ Toys, Kotetsu Toys Japan. He speaks like pretty reasonable English. He's still learning, but he does a pretty good job. And sure, if you got a plug, Joel. Taka did a video. He's the one that I buy almost all the stuff in the hallway from. Like any of the stuff that I show on the podcast, the Shingo Axe, all of that came from his store because he doesn't upcharge anything. He doesn't mark it up to ship it over.
What a guy.
Yeah, and it's great. And he sells used stuff too that he gets locally that he makes sure works before he sells it. But anyway, he did a video on the idea of, is it wasted money to buy Tokusatsu merch? And the point that he kept coming back to was, no one can tell you what your money is worth to you. And if you get enjoyment enough from it, then it doesn't matter how much you spent, as long as you can still support yourself. Because that enjoyment is worth more. And the point he kept coming back to on it was like, I just completely lost my train of thought. People spend a lot of money on like clothes, and obviously those are useful, right? But on shoes and like beauty materials, beauty projects, and food and stuff like that, and all that stuff is useful. People spend more than they have to, right? What's the difference between that and Tokusatsu stuff? Like, if it makes you happy, if you can just sit here and do this.
I need to take this phone call.
Okay, we should probably call it anyway.
Yeah.
I will hit everybody up in chat about the comments that come through. But until next time, we've been the Full Spectrum Podcast. I've been Trey. He's been Pat.
I'm Andrew.
And until next time, remember to always enjoy the full spectrum that life has to offer.